iMac, 24-inch, 2021, review. The new iMac, 24-inch, 2021, is not only an impressive improvement over its predecessor in almost every way, it's also the boldest reinvention of Apple's iconic all-in-one Mac for almost 15 years. It features a whole new look that's both sleek and modern, and it's a very welcome update, as the previous design was beginning to feel rather stale. It also comes in a new size, 24 inches, which replaces the 21.5-inch iMac model. The 27-inch iMac remains on sale. Impressively, despite the larger screen size, the new iMac, 24-inch, 2021, isn't actually that much larger than the 21.5-inch model, with dimensions of 54.7 by 46.1 centimeters and a depth of just 14.7 centimeters. The screen itself is just 11.5 millimeters thin, compared to its predecessor's dimensions of 52.8 by 45 centimeters and a depth of 17.5 centimeters. Apple has also released the new iMac, 24-inch, 2021, in 7 vibrant colors, which harkens back to the days of the iMac G3 and shows a confidence and playfulness from Apple that's very welcome. In a nice touch, the Magic Keyboard, mouse and trackpad all come in the same color as the iMac you choose, and elements of the Mac OS Big Sur user interface are also in the same color. The good news is that the eye-catching redesign and the shift to the Apple M1 chip doesn't come with a price increase. The new Apple iMac, 24-inch, 2021, price remains $1,299, £1,249, £1,899 Australian dollars for the base model, which gets you a 7-core M1 with a 256GB SSD and 8GB of RAM. You can also step up to a $1,499, £1,449, £2,199 Australian dollars configuration, which will get you more color options and USB-C ports, and will also bump you up to the full 8-core version of the Apple M1, although it comes with the same SSD and RAM. As with previous models of the iMac, you can then upgrade certain specs to suit your needs, for example by adding more RAM or storage space. The new iMac comes with an improved Magic Keyboard, more on that in a bit, and Magic Mouse. However, if you want to swap out the mouse for the Magic Trackpad, it'll cost you an extra $50, £50, 70 Australian dollars, while if you want both the Magic Mouse and the Magic Touchpad that'll add $129, £129, 179 Australian dollars. While the new iMac, 24-inch, 2021, looks like it'll be able to offer similar performance to the similarly spec'd MacBook Pro 13-inch, M1, 2020, it won't be able to compete with the kind of power the iMac Pro is offering. It also seems that the 16GB RAM limit of the M1 chip strikes again here. If you're after more memory, this isn't the PC for you. It's also worth noting that the most affordable model of the new iMac, 24-inch, 2021, which comes with an 8-core CPU and 7-core GPU, also comes in fewer colors. 4, has only 2 Thunderbolt/USB 4 ports, missing 2 USB 3 ports of the other models, has no Gigabit Ethernet, and no Touch ID sensor on the Magic Keyboard. From all of the promotional materials, and the photos in this review, the most obvious change you'll probably have noticed is the overall look of the new iMac. It comes in 7 colors, allowing you to choose the finish that's right for your aesthetic. The Apple iMac colors are green, yellow, orange, pink, purple, blue and silver, although you're limited to green, pink, blue and silver for the entry-level model. If you remember back in the late 90s and early 2000s, this color variety was the norm for the iMac, before Apple shifted to the same gray color scheme for every computer it launched. It has a slightly more rectangular design that's reminiscent of the latest iPhones, and it's now thinner and more compact than ever, thanks in large part to the inclusion of the Apple M1 chip that powers this iMac. This has allowed Apple to drastically shrink down the logic board, reducing the volume of the iMac by 50%, and it's just 11.5 millimeters thin. As we've mentioned, that's all while increasing the display to 24 inches, up from the 21.5 inches that this tier of iMac has been in the past. In fact, the total footprint of the new iMac has been reduced by 30%, with dimensions of 18.1 by 21.5 by 5.8 inches, 46.1 by 54.7 by 14.7 centimeters. It's also significantly lighter, at 4.48 kilograms, 9.88 pounds, compared to the 5.68 kilograms, 12.52 pounds, of the previous 21.5-inch iMac. This means that when you take the new iMac out of the box, the biggest design change you'll notice is just how light this thing is. It's seriously impressive, and combined with the reduced depth and footprint, it means the new iMac can be easily carried around, and installed almost anywhere in your home or office. By their nature, all-in-one PCs are more compact and easier to set up than traditional PCs, as there's no need to connect cables to a monitor, and thanks to the wireless keyboard and mouse included with the new iMac, and the Magic Touchpad in some configurations, you only need to plug in one cable to get up and running, the power supply. And even here Apple has made some pretty neat changes, highlighting the kind of attention to detail its designers have lavished on the new iMac. The power adapter has been redesigned, so it now easily connects to the iMac via magnets, in a welcome return of Apple's MagSafe technology. This makes it quick and easy to insert the cable, as its placement on previous iMacs could make that tricky. Also, on the higher-end models the power adapter features a gigabit Ethernet port, so you can just plug your wired network cable into this, which is another nice touch. The power adapter also features a 2-meter woven cable, which complements the color choice of your iMac. It's an attractive and useful way of plugging in and powering your iMac. Like the power cable, the Magic Keyboard, Magic Mouse and Magic Touchpad are all color coordinated as well, and when you fire up Mac OS Big Sur, the latest version of the Mac operating system, you'll notice that certain elements of the user interface, such as the desktop background, use the same color your iMac. These may be little details, but they all help to give the new iMac a unified look and feel, and make it feel more personal as well, as you're the one who picked the color scheme. Apart from the new colors, the Magic Mouse and Trackpad haven't seen any major changes, which may be either a good or bad thing, depending on how well you got on with them in the past. We've never been huge fans of the Magic Mouse, much preferring to use a mouse with separate buttons and a scroll wheel, which of course you can do if you want. Check out our best mouse guide for ideas. It also means that Apple is sticking with its baffling decision to put the charging port for the mouse on the underside of the device. This means that when you're charging the mouse you can't actually use it, which can be pretty frustrating, and it's a little strange that this design oversight remains when Apple has been so thorough with the rest of the iMac's revamp. However, the Magic Keyboard has had some big changes. It comes with new buttons for emoji, spotlight, dictation, do not disturb and instant lock, accessed via the FN key and the F keys at the top. Also, on the higher-end iMac models, the keyboard now comes with Touch ID. This works in a similar way to Touch ID on a MacBook or iPhone. After setting it up, you rest your finger on the Touch ID button, and you can instantly log into the iMac. Due to the keyboard being wireless, Apple has assured us that the transmission of your fingerprint is done safely and securely, and during our time testing the new iMac we found it worked well, quickly identifying our fingerprint and logging us in with no perceptible delay due to the wireless connection. The new design of the iMac, 24-inch, 2021, also brings changes to the array of ports around the back. On the base model you get two Thunderbolt/USB 4 Type-C ports, which offer 40 gigabits per second data transfer speeds. On the more expensive models you also get two additional USB 3 Type-C ports, with 10 gigabits per second data speeds. The difference in performance between these ports means you'll want to make sure that you plug your peripherals, especially external hard drives, into the right ports. The faster USB 4 ports are indicated by lightning bolt icons above them, but these could be a little hard to identify if you're trying to find them on the rear of the iMac in a shadowy corner of a room. The power button remains in the left-hand corner of the back of the iMac, but the headphone port has been moved to the left-hand side of the display. This makes it easier to access, and there's been speculation that Apple needed to put it there because of just how thin the new iMac is, as this meant it couldn't put the audio port on the back. The simplicity of the port selection means the back of the iMac looks neat and stylish, but it once again means that if you have peripherals that don't use USB-C connectors, you'll need an adapter. And, if you go for the base model of the iMac, you may find that just two ports aren't enough, and on this model there's also no Ethernet port in the power adapter. The screen itself is gorgeous, with a 4.5K Retina resolution that equates to 4480 by 2520 and a pixel density of 218p pixels per inch. Compared to the previous model's 4K, 4096 by 2304 resolution, you're getting a much improved display that offers the best image quality we've seen in a recent all-in-one PC. The screen also offers 500 nits brightness, and supports the P3 wide color gamut, which delivers bright, vibrant and accurate colors. Images really do look impressive on this screen, and it means the iMac 24-inch, 2021, is a viable PC for photo editing and video editing. It's not just on the outside that Apple has made big changes to the iMac 24-inch, 2021, as this is the first iMac to run on the Apple M1 chip. This is the same chip that powers the Mac Mini, M1, 2020, MacBook Pro 13-inch, M1, 2020 and the MacBook Air, M1, 2020, and replaces the Intel processors that previously powered the iMac. Apple's move from Intel to its own silicon was a bold one, but one that we feel has paid off, with the other M1 devices all impressing us with their performance. In fact, the MacBook Air, M1, 2020, currently sits atop our best laptop 2021 buying guide. According to Apple, the move to the M1 chip means the new iMac is up to 85% faster than the previous iMac that was based on Intel silicon. Meanwhile, Apple claims that the iMac will have up to 2x faster GPU performance than the fastest integrated GPU, something we've been a bit skeptical of due to the existence of more powerful AMD APUs, and which we explore further in our in-depth M1 tests. The review sample we were sent comes with a full 8-core CPU and 8-core GPU, along with 16 GB of RAM, making it the highest spec'd iMac you can get, so our experiences of the new iMac are what you can expect with the more expensive models. However, for most day-to-day usage you may not notice a big performance difference if you go with the 7-core GPU model. As on previous M1-powered Macs, macOS Big Sur starts up quickly and generally feels very sprightly, even with numerous apps open at once. Flicking between them was fast and smooth. Apple has continued to do a great job of getting big third-party apps, such as Adobe Photoshop and Microsoft Office, to support the M1 chip, and along with all Apple apps, many now run natively on the M1. As for older apps that don't yet have an M1 version, you should still be able to run these without much issue thanks to Apple's Rosetta 2 tool, which enables apps made for Intel hardware to run on M1 Macs with a minimum of issues or performance degradation. On the whole, it does an impressive job, and you'd be hard-pushed to know if an app was running via Rosetta 2. The SSD is nice and speedy as well, and not only does this mean that macOS Big Sur and its various apps load up quickly, it means file transfers are incredibly fast. We moved a 3 GB folder of files from an external hard drive to the iMac storage in under 5 seconds. The screen of the 24-inch iMac does have anti-glare coating, and it does a decent enough job, but it's not quite as impressive as the nano texture finish. The speakers in the new iMac, which Apple claims are the best speakers ever in a Mac, complement the screen well. There are 2 pairs of force-canceling woofers for deep bass notes, and these use the same tech found in MacBooks, which allows for bass sounds without vibrating the thin device they're coming from. Spatial audio with Dolby Atmos is also included, and overall the sound quality of the new iMac is very good, easily offering room-filling volumes without distortion. While the bass was a little lacking, which led to slightly thin-sounding audio with some music, the clarity was fantastic, with the audio the new iMac produces far outperforming similar speakers and rival all-in-ones. For most people, there'll be little need to hook up external speakers to the new iMac. The iMac, 24-inch, 2021, webcam has also been improved. It's a 1080p FaceTime camera, which is an instant upgrade over the 720p camera in the 21.5-inch model. Along with a resolution boost, it has a larger sensor for better low-light performance, while the Advanced Image Signal Processor, ISP, feature of the M1 chip boosts image quality further. This leads to a generally excellent image from the built-in webcam, with excellent colors, high clarity and very little lag. The improvements to the webcam and microphones are particularly important with so many people working from home these days, and relying heavily on video calling for both professional and social purposes. If you found yourself taking part in more Zoom or Skype calls with friends, family or work colleagues, then the excellent webcam and microphones of the iMac will be a major selling point.